Hello, this is Kev, and just one before we get started, take the time to remember those who lost their lives on that tragic day, September 11th, 2001. Can't imagine how terrifying it must have been for people who were actually close to the World Trade Centers when the planes crashed into the twin towers, and yeah, it was a very surreal day, and America changed on that day as well. So let us all just take the time to just look at ourselves and be thankful that we are still here, and there are those who aren't. Um, yes, and also thanks to all our brave men and women who are constantly overseas because of the ramifications of that day as well. So that's pretty much all I have to say, and hope everyone is safe wherever you are and healthy. Um, so let's start the show. Hello, hello. Yeah, just asking myself another silly question. That crosses my mind. It wasn't really sitting around this time and just thinking it up. I mean, although that does happen for a lot of these broadcasts, but in this particular case, I found this meme on Facebook. Um, I want you to know something for those who frequent my community tab that I do make some of the memes, but most of them I don't. And I mean, if it poses a question, I would like to see I would like to see not only how people answer it, but the different takes. And I just felt as if this particular direction or, you know, could be a show, a whole broadcast. So thank you guys once again for showing up, whether you're watching the replay or you are live and in real time. Um, like person here, Princessa. What is going on? She said, every morning, every afternoon, every evening, middle of the night, all times in between. So I heard. Answer to caption. Okay, yeah. So what's going on? So let me ask this question. If a woman takes a man on a vacation, is he obligated to give her the D? So, yeah, this. So we're gonna answer this question of when, and um, hopefully, I can give you as many of my thoughts as I possibly can on this, because I was thinking about the dynamic of such a question because, man, I know the person who made this meme probably made it out of spite because the subject matter often comes up to where if a man, and I mean, there's been a couple of situations and a couple of viral videos. There's this one man that, uh, dropped this woman back off at the airport because she wouldn't give him any. There's another video where a man literally said, "I spent $5,000 on you." I was like, so he already pretty much did something wrong right there. You never, you never put the foot on the gas unless you're sure about the destination. Uh, if it's not, for us men at least, we know if you got to seal the deal first. If you're a sensible person, make sure that that kind of thing is understood. Not that I really care about something like this, but I'm just giving my take. I mean, just the best path forward would be if you were sure something was going to happen. I wouldn't even waste my time. I wouldn't let anything be implied. I wouldn't allow myself to be lied to. And I don't know why people don't do. So, but outside of all that, outside of all that, most of the time the response you will get on social media is that no, the woman does not owe you any pussy. And I just am one that happens to agree with that sentiment. It really is too bad if a man allows himself to be used in that kind of situation where he's just throwing money out left and right. It's kind of like the little Myron thing I was explaining yesterday about how he felt like he was entitled to something because he paid for lap dances every night. The same concept could apply to a vacation. I'm not saying that it's wrong to expect because sometimes and shout out to content creator Alan Roger Kurt. He speaks of the possibility of sex. You know, People weaponize the possibility of sex, or use the possibility of sex to their advantage. So what happens is a bunch of suckers just get, you know, tricked and fooled out their money. And you can't really say, I mean, in that case, I mean, even though it is wrong, we as men understand that we are pretty ruthless when something like that happens to another brother. I mean, it's a shame. But this, all I'm saying is this: when it's like when you spend money on a woman and I guess if you're expecting it, you'll be seen as wrong. So flip the situation. Say a woman, takes you on a vacation. She puts her money up. She, all expenses paid. Of course, any man would be believe that this must be the expectation. What if she brushes up on me? What if she starts sending all the signals? What if she just goes for the nuts? Like, so shit like that. Would we ever be in any situation to where we don't want to say no? And that's probably what we're here to find out. RPM, what's going on, Mister? I'm late, but I am great. What up, though? That's okay, sir. I mean, shoot. In that case, there are going to be quite a few people that's late. But, let's hope for the best. I would like some engagement on this topic right here. Sometimes it's not all about what I think, it's about what's right. I'm just here to give my take on it. Now, same thing applies here in this situation that is described in the meme. If a woman takes a man on a vacation, is he obligated to give her the D? Then my answer is no. My answer is no. No. But also keep in mind that men and women are different. Princessa, I can see a man thinking that sex is a given on vacations. Most men think men want sex 100% of the time. Most people think men want sex 100% of the time. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, that is something that sticks with men. It even seems weird, and I can tell you from some experience in my life, early in my life, that you'll be treated as weird as a man if you're not trying to knock down everything. By knock down, I mean like, get as much sex from women as possible. So, yeah, there is a certain pressure that goes along with little stigmas like that. But one thing I can tell you is that generally, that is the case with a lot of people. That's the case with a lot of men. That just and it's especially sad because is sex doesn't have to be the end game. Sex can be a part of it, part of the game. To if your end game is sex, then is that's your business. I can't really speak on such to a deeper degree. I can only speak on the context that we use when we talk about this subject. Um, Sometimes it's okay to believe that. Sometimes it isn't. Some men are just very sexually active and feel like, hey, common sense would tell me if she's taking me somewhere, but is wrong in other situations. That's all I'm saying. So, that's just one advantage that uh females have a tendency to have. They don't have to give it to you. If you are creating a situation to where they have to, or you are being forcible with that shit, then there's something very wrong with that kind of behavior. I mean, I look, the whole sport is that a person has to want to do it with you. They have to want to, connect with you like that. That's more fulfilling. CRPM says, I was always taught by my grandfather that the man who can turn down ass is a man in control of himself. Yeah, your grandfather's a very wise man, but there's going to be a lot of people that's going to disagree with him. Like I said, the sexual pressure of being a man, and I'm not saying that anything wrong with wanting sex 24/7 or whatever, as long as you have yourself together. But if you go out here and say this in some areas, that you're going to get some weird pushback. Since we're supposed to always want sex, And it's like if you run across men that aren't, they're gonna think you're something like you're weird, or you might even get called gay for that shit, just for simply being yourself and being in control. Personally, I think people should be in a committed relationship to be traveling together. The parameters of their relationship determine if they'll have sex. I believe in abstinence. All right. Now that's a person that sounds like they're in control of themselves. But something like that ain't up to you. I mean, we were to, if we were to start preaching something like that, especially in spaces like this, and a lot of individuals do, they preach the committed relationship, but that also depends where it comes from. Now, just want y'all to look at a couple of visual aids here in a little bit. Mister, I want sex 120% of the time, but can turn it down quite easily. But that's probably because it's been mediocre at best thus far. I get that good that might change. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it may be something wrong with the person that you're doing it with. Now, what's up, Prime VA? But you're gonna get a lot of those guys that you'll probably get in this conversation that's probably gonna overcompensate and say, "Hell yeah." But let's use a little bit of common sense, just like we want, just like, well, not necessarily we, but according to the arguments of many, you know, if you're going to do all that, yes, sex is implied. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's fair. But yeah, if you don't intend to give up sex, you maybe shouldn't go on a vacation with that person. Look, listen up. Let me make this a little easier for y'all. All right, let's look at these two. All right. Say, same situation. All expense paid trip to wherever your dream vacation, wherever you envision your dream vacation be. And I don't know too many guys that have dream vacations. We just kind of go somewhere. I mean, but that's probably a discussion for those passport bros. And the heat those guys have been getting. But think about it. All expense paid vacation. All expense paid vacation to a cool swank spot. Y'all having the time of y'all. Well, the intent is to have the time of your lives. Now, look at the two women on the screen. Who would it be easier to envision this with? Would it be the one on the left or the one on the right? The one in the green dress that you probably would want to go on a vacation with, or the one that's on the right? Yeah, well, RPM says he sees where this is going. Yeah, like there's a bunch of people, a bunch of brothers, a bunch of men, a bunch of black men. And I'm gonna show y'all the community tab in a minute where you know, where I posted the meme. I want you to see how people answered the question. There's a lot of guys that were saying, no, she's not obligated at all. But depending on the woman, how would your judgment be affected then? Who is it easier to say yes to? Who? So let me share this screen. Let me I'll find this community tab. I want y'all to see how some people answered this question. Then, we'll get a little deeper into it. But, it's Sunday fun day or Sunday night. Um, Wherever you are in this world, hope you are doing just fine and dandy, as we say in the South. Hmm. Yeah, and remember, for those of you watching the replay, if you are not getting notifications, then could mean great many things. Shadow banning, shadow banning just kind of sounds like an excuse. Um, I mean, it could be possible because, who wants to welcome the idea of black men as a collective being brutally honest? So, just, you're welcome. That's all I'm gonna say. You're welcome. Some sacrifices are worth it. So, anyway, let me go ahead and share this screen real quick. I'm gonna show y'all some of these answers. So, it's not necessarily to put on the spot, but if you're going to answer questions in my community tab, I suggest you keep that stuff in mind. Okay, so let me show y'all the meme that asks this question. If a woman takes a man on a vacation, is he obligated to give her the eggplant? All right. Let's see, it was 59 comments, so I got a pretty good response from this. So, Damon, he had a very sensible answer here. He said, never spend that kind of money on people you aren't already smashing regularly. Hmm. All right. But, of course, because of things like OnlyFans, not everyone does that. That would make the most sense, and, you know, too much like right and all that other good stuff. Then you got this guy, PD. That could stand for P. Diddy, but I highly doubt it. He says, you are not obligated, but if she paid, she knows the wood is good or she really wants it. So either way, you are going to have a very cooperative woman on your hands. It would just be cruel and unusual punishment to not reward your little baby, especially if she has been on good behavior. Yeah, that man is on another level with that shit. But PD, thanks for participating. It is appreciated. And you guys have utilized the comment section quite well because that's exactly what it's for. But to respond to that, he's a no, no, you're not obligated. You're not, and truthfully, no, you're not obligated. But my answer is no, but use common sense. You know, and he's speaking as a person. He's speaking as there is some type of relationship involved. That he said, reward your little baby, which uh, that's a slippery slope right there. But I know what he means. That's the implication that there is some type of steamy relationship. So uh, there it is. All of this could have been avoided, which is yeah, that's a really good point, especially for the theme of this particular broadcast. If that's the role she wants you to be and you find her attractive, then yes. Otherwise, why go? Uh-huh. That makes a lot of sense. Why are you going on a vacation? I think I said that a second ago. Why are you going on a vacation with somebody you don't intend to have sex with? I mean, really, the whole vacation thing is it's more to it than that. But, we're also here to answer the question, when is there obligation? And if there is an obligation, there is one kinda. So we'll just once I'm done with these comments, because I haven't even read all of them. I mean, I ran through and liked them, but you know, Marquise Graham says, "Nope." Just like the girl that disrespected the brother that flew her out to Cali, it's a man's body, so it's his choice, not hers. Which we all know as men, women love to say when they are asked to give a guy the box that did a ton of stuff for them. He said tone, but he meant ton. My Marquise Graham. Okay, nope, but I've said this before, and I'll say it again. We have to avoid the comparisons with women. Like especially in that context, I get it. It's major hypocrisy if there are women that co-sign with the okay, she don't owe you no pussy, but you know will turn around and not co-sign with or uh, am I even saying this correctly? They'll co-sign with the girl who don't want to give up the pussy, but they'll also co-sign with her if she wants dick, and that's hypocritical. Y'all know what I'm saying. Uh, but at the end of the day, we don't want to catch ourselves comparing ourselves to women because men and women are different. And I love to emphasize how this is not a competition with them. It shouldn't be. If you were aware of yourself and the power that you possess and you can amass for yourself at least, then you wouldn't be worried about shit like that. Shit. Because whereas is one uncooperative, there may be one cooperative out there that you're completely missing out on. So that is just shits and giggles and the stuff that Disney movies are made of. Well, in the past, not that bullshit now. But Mike and Vince Perkins says, "No, my body, my choice." It's like, all right, yeah. And I mean, like, stuff, like, and don't get me wrong, saying stuff like that, my body, my choice, that is true, and that should not be taken lightly. But Noise says his body, his choice, which I put in the thumbnail. So you got Tim Howard 5 exactly, Moth 5420. I'm just waiting for one of us to say they wouldn't. Omega Dre's Gaming Channel, Hi, DMC Crew all day. His body, his choice. And I get it. You're just trying to, give people a taste of their own medicine. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. Yes, just if the roles DM, yes, just if the roles were reversed. Just if the roles were reversed. Yeah, that sounds like a person that doesn't want to put a female in a situation where she is being either aggressive or wrong or both. And that's just something that is ingrained in our psyche. That's socialization. Royce J does a goofy SpongeBob. A real bitch is gonna fly you out for the experience, not your meat. Turnabout is fair play. Hit them 304s in the head with that. Shoot. I don't know though. We when we're in these conversations like this, it's almost as if you're dealing with a double-edged sword. Lee, what's going on? She says, I can't wait to see a video of a woman kicking a man out of a room or dropping him off at the airport because he's not trying to give her none. Which, Lily, that definitely is a female, has a point. I haven't seen a video like that, but I will show you something that is far worse than a internet video that has gone viral and is possibly fake. Shit. Damn, Donnie, he had a homie that really did that shit though. So that shit was wild. Um, Mr. Neverbag depends on the man's standard. D is a gift. Did she earn it? You are taking my prized possession away. My treasure. She hate me. He said, nah, if I feel like it, then yes. Aaron Hines, there's another. My body, my choice. Kill Bonner, absolutely, especially if she's paying for everything. Oh, that's a yes. That is a yes. That won't let me look at the reply. Come on. Yeah, whatever. The Roger Report live. Long live the habitual line steppers. And you know this. He says, yeah, why not? It's not like you have to go on the trip. So what Roger is saying is, yeah, if you do go on the trip, that is a direct implication that yeah, sex could very well be involved. The mistake would be to assume that it isn't. And like I say, he's absolutely correct. It's not like you have to go on the trip. I mean, but think about the spot you always wanted to go to, and that's where she's taking you. Sight Bud says yes, yes. There goes another yes. I ain't gonna read all of these. I'll read a couple more. Wild Bill down below says no, which Wild Bill is absolutely correct. Oduduwa says yes. FTSBM says nope. Free trip, baby. I said, man, y'all could be going to like another state like Wisconsin or Nebraska. I mean, no offense to anybody from Wisconsin or Nebraska, but the only thing I hear about is college teams. And I mean, unless you actually go to the school, it can't be that great. But I mean, just shout out to my Wisconsin and Nebraska people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So now we got Dane One in the house. Field Brad. Dane One said, "I just woke up." Hybrid Catastrophic Impact X83rd Power says, "Peace to my good people." Toya the Texan. Always a pleasure. Dane One says, "I'm not letting no woman fly me out. That beta shit." Man, look. Man, look. That, I mean, shit, what a difference like 15, 20 years makes because that many years ago, we would have said that was player shit. Now we're saying it's beta shit. I mean, hey, we're all inclined to disagree at times, but all expense paid trip. Oh, let me put this back up. Let me put the visual back up. Now, this ain't always about a vacation. It's not. It's not always about a vacation. And said Phil Brad said grew up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yeah, oh shit, yeah, Green Bay Packers, of course. Y'all have a whole NFL team. The state that I'm from, we don't have an NFL team, so I guess that makes y'all cool. But shoot, was it nice at least? Was it nice? Were you at peace? But yeah. So the question that we are asking, to all of you who have decided to attend tonight's stream, when is she entitled to the D? The D. What are you? The I, I know I can't hear it in you, but I know there's somebody out there that is saying, "What is the D? What is he talking about? Why am I being purposefully obtuse?" But let me answer that question for anyone that might be asking, why has he put the D in quotes? Because I'm talking about the dick. The dick. That's what I'm talking about. Are you obligated to give her sex in any situation? Now, as far as vacation goes with someone that you're not involved with, I would say that the answer is a no. Although, and I've already said this, it's implied. But here is the situation where she is entitled. I would say if the two are married, if they're married, there is an obligation by both parties to keep other physically satisfied. So a feeling of entitlement would probably be present. But but that right there is a slippery slope as well. And who do y'all have to thank for such an error in judgment? The talk shows. Not really so much an error in judgment, because the talk show error from, we talk about the, okay, let me get this to a more appropriate slide, because really, all right, yeah, that's more appropriate right there. I used that as a thumbnail some months back. Try to find an excuse to use it again. So, um, yeah, during the talk show era, when guys like, Sally Jesse Raphael, Phil Donahue, Geraldo Rivera, Ricky Lake, those people, Jenny Jones was at their height. They used to have many like topics that would suggest this was a precursor to, content ideas for Lifetime Network. I mean, it was so anti-man and pro-feminist. I mean, if you think that a show like She-Hulk is bad, these motherfuckers were doing like real life situations with that shit. It was. So it was a couple of topics. Like one really, and look, I'm not trying to downplay, you know, sexual assault or the word that rhymes with rape. I'm not downplaying that at all. But there was an episode of Sally Jesse Raphael where a woman basically was really upset and um, the word disenchanted with her husband. I'm not sure that's the word, but it's in that context. Estranged from her husband because her claim was that he raped her. And, is, like I said, I'm not trying to downplay that kind of thing. That kind of thing is serious. But, when what I'm saying is to make the point that I just to expand on the point that I just previously made, that, marriage may entitle you to, or, if you tackle a subject like that, you have to think in the instances where that might not have been the case. that, that not even marriage entitles you to it, even though marriage kind of is, that. But let me show you a couple of headlines. These are different ones. They sound similar, but these are very different situations. Show you a couple of headlines. And I picked these out specifically because these were male victims. No one likes to think of men as victims, even other men. So let me show you this stuff that I found. And a couple of you might have heard about this this particular one happened a few months back. Headline says shocking. Woman shoots husband dead because he stopped giving her oral sex. He stopped eating the vagina. I mean, he no longer wanted to fulfill his wife's uh, sexual desires. And I believe even in this story, she either accused him of having another girlfriend or he had another girlfriend and he was about to leave her. But anyway, whatever the case may be, he can't do shit now. He dead. Getting back to the talk show thing, that was always the narrative. That was always the narrative that the females are, without sounding like too much like I'm comparing, I'm just trying to bring light to something that doesn't ever receive any shine, or when it does receive some attention, no one takes it seriously when there are male victims of this kind of thing. Because we know damn well if it was the other way around, it'd have been played up like he is the biggest monster. And we know this. And let me say for the record, yes, killing someone, especially under I mean, not especially, but killing someone under any circumstance, or even this circumstance right here, is wrong. Is wrong. There's other ways to go about things. That's all I'll say. But because she wasn't getting oral sex. She wasn't getting the D either. So I know I, kind of worded it a certain way, but I mean, you're not satisfied in any way. Yeah, but yeah, there are male victims. Yes, there are. Well, I mean, I'm sure through a Google search, because see, this was hard enough to find. But I'm sure in a Google search, if you be like "man kills woman for saying no," then those articles are all over the place. And it pretty much sucks when someone is victimized by a crazy person. This was a different case right here. Wife gets life term for killing husband who refused sex. I think in this particular case, he fell asleep and she killed him in his sleep. That's like one of the worst fucking things that could ever happen to someone, is to be killed while you're unconscious, while you're asleep. To be killed in the most vulnerable time. You go to sleep, you don't wake up. That's messed up. And this is what this lady did. She killed her husband while he was sleeping for refusing sex. You know, I'm not saying why. I'm not saying why she killed, why he refused her sex, rather. I'm not saying all that. But I will say this. Does it depend? could could how she looked had it, and that's a really cruel, mean spirited way to look at it, but fuck it. you know it's just, once you've had a bucket of insults hurled at you, you could just take the towel of confidence and not giving a fuck and wipe those insults right off. So um, the one on the left, I would say will probably be the one that won't get caught up in that situation. But that has to be that has to be a load of frustration right there to actually bring yourself to kill someone. I want Here's what I want and what you guys got to be believing and thinking at the end of the day is, and yeah, uh I'm just one person. So what I want in the grand scheme of things really doesn't matter. I just simply want men to use common sense. All right. See, we got a super sticker from Toya the Texan. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Don Needles. Lonnie Love can use a bro face as a chair. Thank you for the super chat. And I was wondering when somebody was going to point out that that was Lonnie Love. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Greg, what's going on? What is up? They want to say she get mad and leave me stranded. Fuck that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you have a contingency or if you are the contingency, then that was very smart. It's very smart. You don't want her to put you in a situation that'll leave you stranded. You want to have control of when you come and when you go. As far as leaving and arriving. Um, Mister, she can fly me out, and if I get a good meal, and if I get a good meal out of it, I might let her sick my duck. Okay, well, make sure that duck gets medical attention. That's all I'll say. Uh, Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. She's entitled to the D after she washes my drawers. LOL. Yeah. Well, I tell you, yeah. I'm glad y'all get the spirit of things. This is something we can have a little fun with. Alpha Trader. Well, I'm off to eat some yams. I'll get at y'all later. All right, Alpha Trader. Thanks for coming by in the first place. And he's gonna go eat some yams. Yeah. Hopefully those yams are good, or those aren't the yams that I think he's talking about. Hmm. So Dane Juan says, big question is, would you date a five that treats you good or nine with a fuck girl demeanor? Hmm. I think, and a lot of people aren't going to give you this answer. I believe a lot of men, including myself, would probably go with that five because we and this is something that I want you guys to understand. I'm not saying that you can't tame the nine. It's just that and let me see if I can clean this up a little bit. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is the eye of the beholder. Whereas one man's five may be another man's nine. But I think that we have established many a times that an attitude can take a woman's beauty way down. Like this is why we have a lot of these manosphere conversations. Shoot, hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd Power says within the confines of marriage, sex is more of a woman's task as long as the man is paying the bills, protecting and adding value. Uh, Man is doing his part. Yeah, if he is doing his part, but you know, we get a lot of complaints from women who say men aren't like this. One thing that we have to, no, we don't have to, but one thing that I want them to understand and keep in mind this is just a man that just said that, in the grand scheme of things, what I want really doesn't matter. But I want them to understand their part. Shoot. Dane One says attitude goes a long way. Attitude can take away from a woman. It can. You know, some guys will approach you and be on that same shit hybrid be on sometimes. But Kel, she thick. But she thick. Some dudes like that's why you have the existence of simps. Some dudes will put up with that shit no matter what the fuck girl feels. One man's five can be another man's nine. Nah, there are universal standards. For example, a Rolls Royce will always be hotter than a station wagon. A school bus. Oh man. One man's fire could be enough. Let me tell you something, man. I had some homies, man. They and I mean I hate to be the one to say this, but they done damn dated some rhinoceroses and some walruses. And the one thing that I learned from being an observation of that is I can't determine what gets this man's rocks off. I can't. I wouldn't be able to see myself, you know, having that kind of desire for that particular archetype. No, for real, man. I mean, literally, like this is. I mean, I know there are some women out there that will say that any woman is beautiful. I know, and they will say that. Oh, what about you? What about when y'all guys have receding hairlines, and then they start talking about the size of our wee wees, even though they've never. I said wee wee. I'm sorry, but I mean, when you read a lot of comments, when you've engaged a lot of people on social media, you get all kinds of epithets or epitaphs or you know Toya. You know the proper terminology is epitaph, I guess. And out of the lexicon, the word wee wee made into it. And weather is in the house. What is up? I think they smash those big girls because they don't think they can get better. Uh, I don't know, man. These two particular guys, man. Dude, them dudes was just like, no lie. One of the guys married like two of them. I mean, they were separate marriages. It wasn't that shit that y'all be talking about. So I had more than one wife or what? No, it was one at a time, but it was like both of them. Even his baby mama, same archetype, the Wonderland Zoo. No, so just yeah, shoot. And then there was another guy, married a biggin as well. Dane One said, "My girl gotta have pretty feet and hands. I don't do BBWs. Love big eyes." I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. I in my life, in the single part, shoot, I've seen a couple big ones that I would like. I was like, damn, shoot, I might actually see, see what's going on. But it was just a couple. Most of I don't know. I like different women. Big wasn't the usual archetype, but shoot. A man said weeby. That's worse than the time that you said bubble gum. Boy, I tell you the truth, people never let you forget. Shoot, I probably won't have be forgetting that one for a while either. A man said most men at a point in their lives have smashed some big chicks. Yeah, yeah. I mean, is if you ever heard of taking one for the team or anything like that. But in my case, I actually wanted to. It was, it's not my taste or my style or anything like that. But I also am the man that don't proclaim to be the most perfect guy in the world. So sometimes I mean, there are guys out there that have weirder taste than me, and they think they doing something right. So who am I? More bounce to the ounce. There you go. See what Red Man saying? How high? More cushion for the pushing. Shoot. So let's see if we can find an answer to this question that is on the screen. When is she entitled to the D? And this is the sentiment that most of you guys have already expressed. Well, I will say a lot of you guys. His body, his choice. I would probably say if you are a man who engages in homosexuality, meaning that if that's all you have to do is, you can be in a tight situation with a female. Things might not be exactly on the up and up as far as you, but no one else has to know that. I don't know. I guess that describes the mentality of a homosexual. But shoot, is why wouldn't you? If you are in a situation to where it is the easiest it could possibly be, and you don't fancy yourself a real man, yeah, kinda in that situation, you kinda probably would be obligated to satisfy the person that is taking care of your sorry homosexual ass. Now, just like anybody who's a human adult past the age of 23 at least, if you allow yourself to get played like that, and I'm not saying that 23 is as young as you can go, then that is pretty much your fault. Just like if you go on a vacation with a person and you super shocked that the person that's taking you on the vacation is expecting a little yum yum, and I'm not talking about the sauce. But at the end of the day, it's your body, your choice. But still use a little common goddamn sense. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Blue Ray. What's going on? I saw you like I saw your last question. I think you were the last comment on the on last night's broadcast. You was like, I wonder what tomorrow night's gonna be, and here we are. Here we are. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. If you can find cookie crumbs in her belly button, you know she big. Jesus. Here go RPM. What if her inner thighs on her pants have break? Oh God. If she sweats just standing up. Shoot. If she walks up 2 steps and say, God damn, I'm at the gym. Just 2 steps now. But, just, I'm, okay, that's, I'll stop that. I will stop that. There are people that deal with struggles every day. And there are people who have dealt with struggles every day. We don't want to find ourselves being too ruthless to that. You never know who is around. Dane One says skinny girls be the funkiest chicks. So, man, like, I say that, a woman that is too skinny, it does look like something is wrong with her. There's a thin, there's a skinny, and I said it before, people who are in shape, there are people who have a tendency to say that person looks sick, and I believe as blacks we have to get out of that. But when you got your rib cage showing and your thighs look like they lighter than your calf, I mean, like more lightweight than your calves, when your face is sinking, might be something that's actually wrong that uh, needs to be concerned. Needs to, so yeah. So anyway, we got to get back to the question: when is she entitled to the D? I don't want to say never. You can't say never, especially as a man. Everybody wants something to be loved, to be desired, to be rich, to have power. RPM said when she earns it, she had to earn this D. Some special stuff I got. Like the weekend said, she got to earn it when she deserves it. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm glad to see that we have men that are representing black men that have a baseline standard when it comes to who they engage in sexual intercourse, which is something that is good and a practice that can only be healthy, especially if you are a black man. And this situation that we call Western culture. If you turn her down, she wants to do even more. Ugh. Yeah, it always be the ones that you don't pay any attention to that shows you or tries to throw the most signals. Hey, hey, come here. And I do admit in my life, with I've been in a couple situations like that. Sex is very dangerous in these times. Yeah, I mean, I can put this up all day, and in the way the people are positioned, it does look like Taraji is putting a gun in the back of Eddie Kane's head. But yeah, we live in an era of validation and um, appreciation or lack thereof. Lots of people do not feel appreciated, and when they get that appreciation, they get that validation. It's like a it's like a drug to them. It's like crack cocaine times 10,000. When you take that away from them, it leaves them feeling powerless and unable to cope and deal with it properly. And when that happens, a person can snap. Life is no joke. Do not play with anyone's feelings. Even like, and we know at the end of the day, whatever harm a person brings to you because you were unwilling, is wrong on their part. Is wrong. But we also got to think, ooh, small possibility, big possibility. And I'm not victim blaming when I say this. What the other person could have done to prevent such from happening. A lot of these guys around here tend to, like I say, fancy themselves as players and try to get as much as they can out of a woman. And really, as of late, you know, the game then got flipped on a lot of these brothers. But for those brothers that do exist to do that, you have to understand that there are consequences. When you feeling a person like that, make sure that they're the right person for that shit, because that person might be a nut job. You live in 2022 at this point. People are crazy. People have always been crazy, though. I'm sure that's not a problem for some of you to understand and recognize that. Blu-ray says validation is big nowadays. Yeah, validation is a huge fucking thing. Like, sometimes validation pays. Shoot, shoot. Like it's gotta feel good knowing if you some kind of Instagram model or thotty that you got guys DMing you talking about what's your cash app, baby? What's your cash app? Let me give you a little something, something. All these suckers out there, they can make a career out of validation. You can make a career out of validation. That's crazy. But it is what it is. And then Dane one, what is he talking about? He said, I tell her if she can unzip my pants, she can get it. And yes, I will fight you off. Wow. That's I'm throwing head, butt, knees, and elbows. All I'm gonna say to that is wow. So, shoot. What if she just like? What if she blocked the front door and she just get on her knees and smile like a donut? I will not move until you figure out what exactly I'm trying to tell you. Just leave you no choice. So this is where I stick the key in the hole. Like hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. I see guys on female content creators channel saying you are beautiful. You are my future wife. SMH. Well, they be saying it in super chats too. Yeah, those shits be hilarious, man. But and you know, people do what they want to do with their money. In fact, some of you out there feel like throwing some a little something this way. That super chat is active down there. So that's it. It's all good. But you know, I've seen like hybrid that what you were just talking about right there. I've seen that. Anthony Drossos. Sorry, I'm late. Oh man, it's cool, man. It's cool. But you know, what's the old saying? What's the old adage? Better late than never. But we're asking this question: when is she entitled to the D? And you know, we've already received some answers to that question. But, you know, it ain't but two answers. Like, you know, is what I say is in the situation where that makes the most sense, uh, is homosexuality. Hobosexuality. You know, for the people out there that's, you know, saying that he's talking about homosexuality. You know, let's flag his video. All right, slow the fuck down. Shoot. So, yeah. So that there goes the answer to y'all vacation question, right? I'll leave that one up there for a second. Hey, you know, in no way, shape, or form do I endorse this. It's just that I had this pic on my phone because you know I usually like to troll dumbasses, and I use certain images. So, I mean, I'm less of a troll these days because, quite frankly, I'm starting to feel like I'm getting too old for that. Like Danny Glover on Lethal Weapon, I'm too old for this shit. Mr. Albert says, what did I just come in on? Yeah, you know, it's always like motherfuckers that show up at like the perfect time. Don't let black women see this pic. Man, look, I think I got this from a black woman, you know, trying to spite brothers. And usually I use a smart ass response to something like this. If you know, if he prefers something like this to something like you, then maybe there's an issue with something like you. I'm just saying, you let that brother get away and decide to be with Jabberjaws. I mean, shit. She built like a moon bounce. She built like a fucking moon. Oh, Hybrid. Yeah, she too she too thick. So when is she entitled to the D? Now, for those of you who just getting here, or you know, late to the broadcast, which you know, for whatever reason, I thought of this profile. No, not profile. What the fuck? I thought of this particular topic because of this meme right here, which I put in my community tab, and the different the different responses I got from it was interesting. But I thought it was an interesting question, and this is kind of a way to flip the thought process on what if the roles were reversed. There were a couple of videos that have gone viral about a man dropping a woman off at the airport because, you know, she didn't give him any. He spent all like another dude talking about I spent $5,000. I was like, this dude is a fucking sucker. Just spend no $5,000 on. And then she was roasting him too, man. For real, I'm not the one that really accept female roasting like that because it's not really female roasting, but she was kind of getting that. Shoot. She not fat. Most of it is water weight. Oh, see, I want to see the picture again. All right, there we go. You guys are satisfied? Are you guys satisfied? Shoot, yeah. She not fat. Most of it is water weight. LOL. Yeah, I'm saying she weigh more than the water that's in that pool. Shoot, man. Boy, I tell you the truth, but you're right though. I shouldn't let B Dub see me looking at this, but you know what? Fuck it. Let's laugh a little bit. Dude don't even look like he like it. You know what, man? Looking at his face, that man should look like he's squinting his face in disgust. Arm look like a cow leg. Come on, come on, man. Shoot, but hey, yeah. Let's see where we're at this point. Shoot, maybe I'll drop a link. Thank you for those who decided to spend this time with me on this broadcast. You're great, and for those of you who did it, you are definitely in the right place. Definitely. There are other places you could be at this point. And I'm not talking about physically, I'm talking about YouTube. I'm talking about in this space in particularly. There's other places you can be, but you decided to be here. And that's some cool shit. That is some cool ass shit. Mr. Albert says, seriously, women like her got a higher body count than most dudes. Man, look, Southpaw 2K1, what it is. Dude, you could have got a better picture than this. Yeah, I know. I mean, you just, yeah, because I got in the same slideshow, I got this picture right here, and I got this picture right here as well. And, I got a screenshot of an article, and I got a screenshot of another article. There's very, very many ways to look at this. Very, very many ways. But, let's go back to the pic that everybody was just so amused and entertained by. I don't want nobody resenting me. Yeah, and of course, like I could have went on like Patrick Patterson's Instagram and got a picture of him and his wife sitting by the pool. Yeah, she's sexy. I'd probably get in trouble for saying that because Patrick Patterson's wife is white. And in trouble is something I don't get, but you know what I mean. You know, And also, I'm not trying to take swipes at brothers who date interracially. I'm not trying to take swipes at that person. Her and Lizzo go to the same gym. You talking about when they got the picnic table set up in the gym and got a buffet going on? Yeah, that gym, yes. Definitely. Definitely. Let's go back to a picture that fits this theme a little bit more. Because I want you guys to understand something. There's a danger. There's a danger aspect to it too. You know, don't want to put your life in danger, especially over something like sex. You want to live, and you want to live to fuck another day. All this other stuff. You want to live to have some unsuspecting woman that look like Lonnie Love take you on a vacation, a place you always wanted to go, like Amsterdam. She's gonna expect some of the DIC, and you know the rest. Is that old boy from the Temptations? No, that's old boy from the Five Heartbeats. But you know the Five Heartbeats was nothing like Five Heartbeats was nothing like a telling of the Temptations. You know, had the problematic lead singer and the other guys in the group. Yep, that's Eddie Kane. Southpaw 2K1 says, "There's not enough liquor on Cheers to get me that drunk." He said, "Even with both Ted Danson and Woody Harrelson pouring. Nights like this, I wish." Ring. My bad. No need to apologize, sir. Because, like, the Temptations movie and the Five Heartbeats both had Leon in it. Leon was JT of the Five Heartbeats, and in the Temptations, he was David Ruffin. And you know, a scene in that movie that has been memed forever. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Tell you, one of the best days I've ever had on Facebook is finally posting that meme under a comment where somebody was named Otis. And I know that some of you are out there. It's like, Kevin, grow the fuck up. And then I'm gonna be like, okay. Oh heartbeat, oh heartbeat, as in something she has felt in a long time. Shawing. Are you doing a Wayne's World swing? Look at this, y'all. I don't know how to explain this one. Shawing. Mm-hmm. So guys, what do y'all think? What do you think? What do y'all think? Believe that? Do you believe that there is any instance ever that she is entitled to sex from you? Is there any instance where that possibly could happen? And remember, my ultimate answer was homosexuality. All right, so see what's going on here. Let me see how many likes I got. See if everybody liking this video when they come in. Come on, guys. All right, 27 likes, not bad. Not a bad ratio. Really appreciate that from all of you who have participated in making this broadcast what it is, especially in this chat. You guys are great. Yeah. But here's a lesson to be learned from something like this. Make sure that you're with a person that you don't mind doing this kind of thing with. Don't use anyone. Don't use anyone. It could end very badly. And it doesn't matter whether it makes sense or whether it doesn't make sense. What matters is you do the very best you can and to use common sense because you know goddamn well that if she takes you on a vacation, she wants the D. Is she entitled to it? Nope. But does she want it? Yes. Just like, and like I said, let's do this without comparing ourselves to women. Just like when you pay, say if a vacation, you spend like a couple thousand. You spend like a couple thousand before she even get there, and she bad. And you know what I mean by bad? That means she look real, real good. That's what that means. You expect something for it. You expect it. You expect that there is going to be some kind of big old sexual payoff. So put yourself in another position. Put yourself in another pair of shoes. Common sense, people. All right. Well, Passport Ray Ray. He says Jezebel from the Bible was on that BS to bro. Yeah, good to see. Good to see anybody's here. So, I'm at an hour and a half right now. I did drop the link. Nobody came up, which is fine. Just make sure in that kind of situation that I have enough words that I can say on my own, so you guys can be at least somewhat edutained, entertained, educated. If you have been paying attention to the bottom of the screen. But anyway, I'm done for now. Um, hopefully, hopefully, hopefully you found somewhat of an answer to that question. But we always got to make sure that the right thing is being done. And it's not wrong. It's not wrong to expect that from other people. So anyway, that's it. Long live the habitual line steppers. And can we trust? When I win, we all win. And I'm out. Oh man, hold up. Dang one. Man just jumped up here.
Yeah, that Shwing was from when he was in the alley. And he was trying to join the group and he opened his jacket up and Shwing. And he said, let me sing with you. Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall. And then he looked at Flash and he was like, you can't beat me. I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
oh, yeah, yeah. I remember that. I remember that when he presented himself when he wore the outfit from like 10 years previous.
Yeah. And he opened his jacket, Shwing. Yeah, but like I said, I ain't giving no woman that much power to take me on a trip and have me asked out. She get mad and dip out on me. Now I'm stuck in like Cancun somewhere and I ain't got a way to get back home. I'm like, nah, that ain't cool. So
Yeah.
I'm always be thinking something fishy. She going, let's do this. No, I don't think so.
Mm,
And plus out there you need a woman that you can trust.
mm.
Yeah, I don't
So,
trust.
let me ask you a question. Would it make a difference on how she looked?
Yeah, the looks wouldn't matter. It's personality, man.
Man,
I
cap.
didn't. Huh?
Bro, that's cap, man.
No, not even, yo. I didn't date girls that was like sixes, but they had great personalities. I was like, yo, you cool. And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, yo, you're not the finest thing, but you cool as shit. You let
Mm,
me do my comic. You let me write my comic books. You let me write my music. You don't trip. You supportive. You come to my shows. Okay. But I done met fine girls that have attitudes, and I'm like, yo, you know what? Your attitude dropped you from like a 9 to like a 4 real fast.
yeah, attitude is more important than uh people put
Looks,
emphasis on. It's
because
very important.
what people don't realize is looks fade. Attitude is something that you gotta. If she got the bomb, if she like bomb.com and all that good shit, and she fine, you gotta understand. Can you be around her? Cause attitudes mean everything. Looks a fade.
Mm. Mm. That that
I
that
ain't,
that
huh?
that very well makes sense. Looks do fade, but yeah, attitude is also important because sometimes that shit can manifest physically.
Yeah,
If your stress levels are elevated, your cortisol levels are elevated as well, and that's a lot of people have those like spare tire bellies because they stressing about every goddamn thing. Everything is stressful.
yeah,
And then like especially if you're an ugly person on the inside, even if you're beautiful on the outside, that shit'll come out, in a scowl on the face. Some of the shit that you say. I mean, I don't know. I just got to that age to where I'm not willing to be a simp for a woman. I'm not gonna trade my self respect just to look at somebody ass.
yeah,
Cause
exactly.
I cause I've been down that road before, with a couple, and it's like, um, how I usually get out of situations like that is I ask a question that I already know the answer to, and then when she answers it, then I'll just say something like, "Hey, well, we got to start from scratch. Let's
Yeah,
let's
because
try to be friends. Let's try to find another way to appreciate each other. And if she doesn't on that program, well, toodles, two fingers, deuces. That's it.
yeah, because like there's fine one, but what I'm hating nowadays, since I'm still single and I'm out here, every woman fucking looks the same. I'm like, dude, what is this? Did y'all go to the same? Did were y'all made in the same factory or something? Every woman looks the fucking same, and I'm like, dude. And then they have attitude. How you get somebody to look like you that don't got the self esteem that you do, like down the street? It's no problem, but everybody looks the same, and I can't do that. I can't do that nowadays. I'm like, ugh. That's why I stay home to myself.
Mm.
Every female looks the same. It's sad.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hey, we got some K polymath up here. I don't know you, but go ahead and speak.
Shalom, shalom. What's good, brother?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, not too much, not too much. Just putting through, showing some support and some love over here, and I'm just trying to see what brothers are out here building and everything. And I have a question for you, brother. Have you ever thought about coming to Africa?
Coming to Africa? Coming to Africa is not in the plan at this time. I would say. I would like to see the place one day.
Hmm. Yeah, I say that because look, the woman that you show, those two women right there, the one with the nice body curves and slim stomach, that's like every other woman over here. So I don't know. Look, I'm into the whole passport bro thing because, like, trust me, man, ever since I got to the continent, life is good. Like, I am literally the happiest I've ever been. Mental health, clarity, focus, all that shit. So I'm just saying, look, if black men are out here trying to, understand how the world functions, like you can exploit your American dollar and your American passport. You can literally get anything you want in over here, man. When it comes to like human being based interactions, you're like number one as a black American. That's the whole point here. Yeah, it's like because I lived in the UK for a bit. I've been to New York for like a few months, not too long, like 6 months. But I lived in the UK for like 20 years, and the cultures, in the UK and America is juxtaposed, right? You have whatever's happening in America kind of trickles down into the UK. And one thing I noticed is, look, as a black man, I could not be fully able to express myself when I'm living under white supremacy. This for various different reasons, right? Masculinity is already under attack because of the matriarchal propensity, but obviously as a black man, that's extra because for you, any acts of self-determination is seen as aggressive. Ever since I go to Africa, I can do whatever I want, say whatever I want. No one cares, and obviously because I have like a strange little accent, I don't sound like a typical African. There's the advantage added to it. Like imagine I've never had to use money. Women still clock down to you simply because you sound different. So I don't know, man. Look, when it comes to everything, when it comes to women, when it comes to now money, I would say money is mostly due to my online businesses that I operate with my company. So I make money abroad, but I use it over here, if that makes sense, right? I have a whole little system and flow. So I wouldn't recommend it if you don't have, at least to stay here. You could visit, but to stay here, you kind of need to have like a flow chain. But the point is, when it comes to my mental health, I've never been happy in my whole life. As in, yeah, there's some issues over here. Africans are slow. To be honest, I think they're kind of stupid, but that's fine. You can still find your little tribe over here, right? And you can still get whatever you want. So I don't know. I recommend to every brother out there, get yourself a passport if you don't have it, and if you do have it, save up like $5,000. Go and travel for that's enough to sustain you realistically for 2 months in Africa. $5,000, yeah. 2 months in Africa, an extra 1,000 for transport. Like plane ticket. You could $6,000. You could come here for 2 months and survive. I think brothers should really try it out. I cannot say the negatives outweigh the positives.
You saying so? You just tell them to get the passport.
Yeah,
get the passport. See how life is out there.
Exactly. Passport and $6,000 for 2 months. You can come here and experience it, and I guarantee you, you're not gonna regret it. The benefits outweighs the negatives, and the negatives really is just Africans are not that smart, right? That's obviously there, but trust me, everything else is great. The women, the experience, being treated like a king. It's cheaper for like human-based services. Electronics are more expensive, but why would you be buying shit if you're here, right? You're gonna be paying for services. Services 100% cheaper. When you're hiring maids and everything, you could literally pay a maid $120 a month to clean everything for you, come in your house every day, cook for you, right? Think about that. So over here, honestly, like you could live like a king, especially as a Black American male. So I say people explore your options, man. And if you do need it, I want to sound like a marketing strategist, but if you do want help, I'm from East Africa. So the countries like Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Uganda, I can hook you up. So that means,
Well, maybe that's good for somebody like Dane One, but I'm already married, so as far as traveling, I would be traveling just to see a place. I couldn't.
Yeah, but
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but if I went to Africa, I was supposed to go to Nigeria. My comic book artist lived out there, but I don't know about any other place in Africa. Just yet, I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Life-wise.
Yeah, Nigeria, I don't know if Nigeria is the best country to do if you're like Africa virgin, just because Nigeria is like a dog eat dog world. I mean, it's places like Abuja, Lagos, Banana Island. Some of these places are very developed, but Nigeria is I would not recommend it for like an non-seasoned traveler. I would recommend maybe Ghana, Accra, if you're gonna go to West Africa. That's a nice place to kind of get your foot wet and kind of test out the waters. Then once you kind of have been already in Ghana, then I think Nigeria, could be the next place. East Africa in general is okay and it's quite safe. Places like Rwanda is clean. The rules of law is respected. Rwanda is great if you're going to go to East Africa. Kenya is the most developed country in East Africa, so like Nairobi, you're gonna have all the amenities that you lust after in America. Even all the fast food chains are here, etc. Apart from McDonald's, right? KFC, Burger King, Pizza Hut, all that stuff is here. So it's more sort of like westernized, developed. Obviously, it's very developed, etc. So yeah, South Africa is also good. However, the crime rate is a little bit too high. But yeah, I would not recommend Nigeria as the first African country if you're not already kind of experienced a seasoned traveler within the continent. I would say Accra in West Africa. Maybe if you go to also Gambia in West Africa, those places are like nice areas where you're going to be able to have enough time to kind of discover, because the culture here is different. People are going to take advantage of you because of your accent. Again, you're taking advantage of them for other areas, right? Women are going to flock to you, etc. So you're going to have to kind of develop some psychological game to make sure they're not trying to finesse you. But even then, they're going to finesse you so much money. It's going to be like $20 here, there, right, or $10. So it's like, it's not going to be like some seasoned, hardcore person. But the point is, yeah, I'll recommend Ghana first, Accra specifically, as a tester. Again, I'm just assuming you haven't been here in the continent yet, but if you have, then yeah, Nigeria is great. Abuja, when I was in Abuja, man, that place is mad, crazy, but so much fun, and the development is going so fast.
All right, let me read this super chat, Mister. I appreciate it. Say when dating a woman, the first thing I look for is intelligence because if she does not have that, she's all mine.
Wow.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But you, Kay, you talk about the women as if, um, like if you are an American black man, that it's automatic.
Mhm, mhm.
Is
Listen,
what do you believe that comes more from the I can finesse this dude or he's
mm,
American, blah blah blah. This is
right.
great.
Okay, so over here in Africa, there's three types of women. There's the village slash small town woman. She's great. She's not gonna finesse you or anything. She's just looking for someone to start a life with, and she can clearly see that you're different. So there's the village slash town woman. She has no bad intention. Again, I'm generalizing here. I'm building an abstraction. Then there's the big town slash big city woman. She's also kind of nice. She's trying to figure out opportunities in life, and she sees you, the way you sound, the way you dress, the way you walk. There's just something unique about you, so she's attracted to that. And then there's the slay queen. The slay queen, you'll know her based on her behaviors, the way she talks, the way she looks. The slay queen is there basically to finesse every man, whether African or Black American. So she's gonna obviously see your accent, sorry, hear your accent and see the way you dress and walk and everything, the swag. She'll see that you're a foreigner and she's gonna try to finesse you. The slay queen will try to finesse you. But the point is, right? Over here, there's a market. Even if she's trying to finesse you, if you know the market, you're not gonna get finessed, right? That means okay, you understand what that relationship is about. You can put the rules and structure. You're not gonna give her more than, let's say, $20 a day for any kind of fun you're gonna have, right? If you're into that kind of tricking stuff, it's not gonna be explicit. But the point is, if you're gonna engage with a slay queen, you don't need to spend more than $20 a day, right? If you do that, you're kind of doing the whole simp thing. But I would recommend the middle woman, that the big town slash big city girl who's looking for a real relationship. She's gonna treat you well. She's not gonna expect money. Of course, you're gonna treat her well too in return, because you're gonna show that kind of mutual respect back and forth, etc. But in general, I think Black American men are preferred because they're foreigners. Because the typical East African man is not gonna be spending money on women at all. Like, he's a dusty. Yeah, I'm actually East African by whatever. That's where I was born. Then I went to the UK and then worked in America a little bit. But the typical East African man, he's a dusty. He's not like a West African. If you go to West Africa, Nigeria, the Nigerian man has this concept of chop the money, meaning give the money to the women. That stuff doesn't exist in East Africa. So when they see a Black American man or even a Nigerian man, they think you guys are a little bit better because, again, not to finesse you, but they believe that you're going to be more generous with them.
Mm. Yeah, it kind of just is it just kind of sounds like to me that just like over here in America,
Hmm.
but is more superficial. You go
Hmm.
anywhere you go, you're gonna have to have your shit together. You can't be you can't be an ain't shit dude and then go over to another place and then expect it to all just turn around and flip. I mean, and I get what you're saying, Kay,
Hmm.
completely, but you got to have your ducks in a row out of the way.
True. I agree with you there. If
Yeah.
you're look, I lived in the UK for a few years, 20 something years, and over there you're kind of trying to survive, right? In America as well, you're surviving. I mean, the average man or black man, you're out there trying to pay the rent, pay the bills, making sure that you're not on some kind of debt every month, and that's just how reality is for most of us. And if you don't have kind of something working for you, you ain't got something, some kind of flow of cash that's kind of building you, you won't survive in Africa. I'm just saying that in general, the kind of woman of there on the left, that's average over here. And I'm not exaggerating. Like I have a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna start doing more Black Manosphere stuff. At the moment, it's more centered on Afrosphere, but I'm gonna start doing more Black sphere and inviting people over here.
Mm.
The thing is, you can get an average woman over here if you're just earning something like, okay, earning, I guess, in Africa context, right? You have to be living here, I guess, to really explore, get the maximum result. But you could be earning $900 a month, and you can be getting women like that every other day. So I think the market over here is more skewed towards men, because more women are beautiful over here. We don't really tend to see many fat women, and when you do see fat women, it's more very curvy women. So it's kind of like, I would say the market's more skewed towards men. The issue is you cannot be fully dusty. Let's say if you're a YouTuber, you could kind of survive here. Let's say like I'm a YouTuber. That's how I make some of my income. I make, let's say $400 a month, right? For me, that's enough to pay rent and food. Then everything else I make after, that's now for my recreational use. So yeah, realistically, if you earn $1,900 to $1,000 a month, you could live here like someone who's earning in America $10,000 a month in terms of people-based services. Again, things here cost more money, but you don't need to be buying things if you already have the basics, right? It's just the services that you're going to be paying for. But over here, services are cheaper. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you say people-based services, you say stuff like getting a maid. I mean, I did hear you say that.
Mhm. Yeah, getting a maid, getting a driver, paying for government systems to kind of push you higher, getting a driving license. You can get it quicker, cheaper than the average person over here. Also, a girlfriend, affording a girlfriend, right? It's a lot cheaper over here than it is in America. Like you can get a 10 over here, and you don't have to spend anywhere as much as you have to in America. So anything that is involved human beings, you are winning over here if you kind of like change. Like I said, $1,000 a month income in Africa, you're living like a king. I roughly make around, let's say 1,700 a month. That's more than enough for me, to save 700, and then the other thousand I can use it for recreational purposes, rent, and bills. So I've never been happier. I'm being honest, right? I live
Mm.
in the UK, white supremacy. And when I say white supremacy, let me just be honest here. Look, I don't believe in racism, okay? But I believe in discrimination. And since I've been over here since I live in the UK, what I did face is discrimination. And what that means to me is, let's say, I worked hard, I got myself a PhD. Uh, I worked as a lecturer for like a year, but I always felt, and it's not just feeling of feeling. I heard people say things. I heard my colleagues tell me stories about what other people are saying. There was always an element of disrespect towards me, right? Or trying to make me kind of stay in that area, not allowing me to sort of move up in the company and the chain. So that stuff over here is the opposite. As a black man who speaks with a different accent, I literally am seen as the standard. I am the exceptional individual. So I think honestly that has contributed to a significant positive um, contribution to my mental health. Honestly, like I truly feel at home. For the first time in my life, I'm not special. No, I am special because of the accent, but I'm not special because I look black and people are looking at me for different reasons. And but I said, yeah, people do treat me special because of my accent. They think they're gonna obviously get something from me. They don't. You still need some basic game over here because there's a lot of finesses out here. And I'm not talking about women. Women are actually benign because women will give you what you want, right? But it's a men who are going to try to finesse you. So if you come over in Africa, don't try any business nonsense with people. Don't leave with dusties. Don't go into some poor areas trying to speak to the guy selling pineapple on the street. No, just stick to diasporans or rich Africans. I'm being serious. Don't try this whole, because I'm African myself, right? But don't try getting in touch with the dusties on the ground. You will ruin your life. That's the advice I'll give if you do decide to come through.
All right.
I think the Mister says it's true, but my experience is in Asia. I bowled out every day for 2 months on 3,000 exactly, and over here you can literally do it for $2,000 if you're going to be bowling out every day, and if you're going to be living like a relatively decent lifestyle, $1,000 a month is decent over here.
Hmm.
1,000 can survive you. You can bowl out every other day, and you can still be surviving on $1,000 over here because $20 is enough to alcohol over here. Imagine like a 750 milliliter bottle, you're paying less than $6. And women, all you have to do to get women here is simple: you buy alcohol and food. That's it.
Say alcohol and food.
That's it. I'm not even exaggerating, bro. Alcohol again is a full bottle of whiskey or whatever it is less than $7. You could literally get one here for like $6. Like Captain Morgan, right? You can get that for $7 over here. So $7 for Captain Morgan. Then food is gonna be another $3. You could literally a woman will come to your house because she knows you have Captain Morgan and that $3 food or whatever it is. So 100%, yeah, $10 a day. That's bowling out over here.
All right, man.
You got your music, food, alcohol. You're good.
All right. Well, what are like the laws and the customs over there? Are
Right. So if you're a dusty homosexual, be careful which country you go to. Right. I know some of you are going to be leaning that way. Yeah. Be careful. Because over here, okay, the country I'm in right now, I'm in Kenya. Kenya it is illegal for you to be homosexual. However, if you're gonna practice that shit, no one's gonna put you through a criminal case. The judges don't take that
well,
case serious.
well, I'll go ahead and say this. Uh, this is, I think, more of a header. I mean, it is possible that a homosexual could be watching every now and again, but that's not advice that I really
Okay,
need.
good.
you know.
Okay. Then I don't need to give any real response to that. Then yeah, in general, in other countries like Uganda, you gotta be careful. If you lean that way, just be careful. Don't do some weird shit in that country. In places like Kenya, South Africa, and these more sort of developed countries, you can get away with it. But yeah. So I'll leave that there. So um, yeah, RP says I'm liking the laws there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some of the challenges is this, right? When it comes to cultural and laws, is anything to do with kids. Don't do any funny business with kids, right? If you're caught with that shit, it's not funny. Don't do anything to do with graping people. If you're caught with that shit, you could get fired. As in, someone puts a tire around you, lights it up, the mob throws stones at you, and then you die. Don't try that.
What?
When it
What?
comes to
What? You get stoned for
grape,
what?
grape.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
you
Don't
know,
don't drink. Do
we,
not steal grape juice, okay, from
a
someone. Don't do.
a lot of people, especially people I associate with, we've been taught better than that. We don't,
Okay,
violate
good,
women.
good, good.
That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
out of the
Good, good.
question.
Yeah, yeah, good, good, good. And also, if you do get here, make sure you buy yourself a CCTV camera, because again, if you are a Black American, some women and men will take advantage of you. So, get a CCTV camera, put it in your house. What that means is it protects you because you might get falsely accused of something. Most of the time, it's just for money, right? But the point is just be careful there. If you do come here again, like I said, get a CCTV camera, and it's not that expensive. You can get one for $50, right?
Mm.
So you can save up, buy 50, spend it, get it up, hook it up, put it up on cloud and everything. Because yeah, that is unfortunately one of the issues if you're a foreigner, they feel like they can mistreat you sometimes because when it comes to the law, it takes like 3 years to resolve a criminal case. So imagine you're going to be 3 years trying to chase out someone who did something against you, or someone accuses you, then you have to be there for that 3 years. And, so just be careful. Have a CCTV camera in your house. Don't invite people that you don't know or haven't built like a real connection, or you don't know their parents or family. Because again, there's some very opportunistic people over here. Be very careful who you allow into your house. People will steal. That's the other thing. People here steal. They steal the smallest things like your charger, the head to the charger, toothpaste, perfumes. Just be careful. Don't invite people to your house. And if you do, make sure your house is at least a one-bedroom house where there's one room that's locked, that you keep all the possessions that you want no one to go near. When it comes to stealing, trust me, Africans will steal. And I mean, no matter the environment, whether it's a rich people's house, people will steal over here. And they justify it, oh, well, you have more than them, so they can take it. There's a whole like moral justification for this stuff. So,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
you can't steal from people. That sucks. like,
Right.
like,
Yeah, but
yeah,
they'll steal from you, man. So don't, you gotta be careful, man. And they'll
yeah. But
justify it.
what about the law? How
Oh,
does
okay.
the law deal with people like that? If you granted you can
Mhm.
prove it.
Oh, if you can prove it, they're quite expedient. You pay the police $20. The police will arrest them, interview them, charge them, and then they put them through the criminal system. If they put them through the criminal system, okay, no, no. Even before they put them through the criminal system, they will offer to pay you back the money. They will do that. They will offer you to pay back the cost of the thing that they stole, even if they didn't steal it, right? But let's assume they did steal it. They'll offer you the money back. Now, if they don't offer you the money back, you put them through the criminal justice system, and over here, it takes so long and it costs them such an expensive amount of money that they will just come up and pay you back. Yeah. So if you do use the criminal justice system over here, they will give you back the money,
Mm.
or whatever it's worth. They will. They will. They're quite expedient on that kind of stuff. But I'll just suggest don't get involved. Now, the issue is do not be falsely accused of crime. Have a CCTV camera in your house. That's what I'm going to say, because foreigners are targets over here. What
Mm.
happens over here is you meet someone, you're having fun, you're paying for the food, the drinks, the alcohol, the women, but someone is studying you. Someone is trying to figure out, how do you function? How do you make money? Who are you? What's your weaknesses? What's your strengths? They're going to try to get you drunk so that they can expose you, go through your computer, your laptop, find something that they can use. For example, over here, let's say like OnlyFans sexual kind of work, it's illegal in most of the country. So, they can use that to try to threaten you, that they put you through a criminal charge system because you got a video of a private video of you and some woman. That stuff is illegal over here. Don't even try it. Like, don't record shit like that, because people will, if they find it, they will, try to manipulate you and steal from you. So there's that element which does happen here. People take advantage of you. In general, I would say don't make friends with Dusties. There are some diasporan groups. Connect with them, meet diasporans. One thing over here, diasporans kind of stick together and they help each other out.
Mm.
Don't trust anyone. That's what I would say. Don't trust anyone. Africans have this kind of belief of, if I don't know you, I didn't grow up with you, I don't have to treat you with the utmost respect. So trust me, don't get involved with them. Otherwise, man, your life is gonna be effed up.
Mm. Well, I do appreciate you, telling us about the perks and, and the dealings with the women and, the things to look out for and to be cautious of. I do appreciate that. It ain't just about, it's about getting the most out of life.
Right.
That's what it sounds like you're saying. And,
Hmm.
from the way you described it, it seems like you probably have, as a black man, have a better time in some of the spots that you have described than, but a lot of this sounds like a lot of the issues we deal with over here in the States. So, I mean,
Yeah.
but just, just the utmost, the most important is to be careful with whoever you
Yeah,
deal with and what you get out of it is to be careful and to keep yourself safe because, you know, some places ain't no joke.
yeah.
And
No, you're right.
yeah, because I like to think of Africa as a continent with different
Yeah.
countries, which means
Hmm.
that different countries are going to have different customs and different ways of
Cultures.
life.
That's true. That's true. No,
Yeah.
you're 100% right. Like if you go to South Africa, it's more closer to American culture. If you go to a place like Somalia, Djibouti, Eritrea, it's very different. Very foreign. Even the laws, like nudity laws and all that stuff. You're gonna be punished for some crazy, crazy stuff if they, someone hates you and they try to, put you through that system. So yeah, 100%. You gotta research on the country you're going in. I would not recommend Somalia, Eritrea, Djibouti, those kinds of countries where Islam is the thing. Northern Nigeria, don't even try going there. There's terrorism going on. I recommend countries like South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania. Tanzania is not a rich country, but they're very peaceful and it's a very sort of stable country. Ghana is very nice, Gambia, and those sort of places. But yeah, I'll do research where I'm going because you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you regret everything. You have a bad experience. We've had
Mhm.
some Pan Africans like Mizi. I don't know if you know him, deciding that he doesn't want to be that anymore because of how he was treated. So yeah, there's just a lot of nuances, but at the end of the day, there is good and bad. I would say human-based services are cheaper here. So if you want to exploit the American dollar and get the best out of the deal, hey, most countries in Africa are great. Um, if you're looking for fixing some of the relationship problems with the city girls, it's the same over here. It's just you have more power because of the money exchange. And if you go
Okay.
to yeah, but they're mostly the same. Women are the same everywhere. The only women who are good is a small town and village girl. But the problem with them is they're not exposed to how the world works. So the kind of conversations you're gonna have with them is gonna be limited. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Either you have a slave slash robot in them, or if you want to like a real relationship, you're dealing with women just like you're dealing with in the West. The difference is they're just hotter on average, I would
On
say.
average. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they really fucked us up over here.
All that southern comfort food, huh? Yeah, but I really do miss American food. That's one thing I miss over here, right? It's like I can't get Turkish food. It's okay, I can, but it's expensive. I don't want to pay $30 for something I could have gotten for like $7 in the UK or America. So yeah, food is also the other thing, right?
Hmm.
Um, the stuff that you okay, apart from the typical fast food like KFC, Burger King, Pizza Hut, those things are relatively the same price as America. However, when it comes to like unique foods like Turkish food, Mexican food, Japanese food, you're going to be paying 5 times more than you would in America. That's now the problem. And I love Turkish food, man. That stuff is what I used to eat in the UK. I pay only like $6 for like a huge plate of food, meat, chips, and bread, the pita bread. Over here, I'm paying like $30, man. That's the problem.
All right. Yeah. Where did you say you were from originally?
Yeah, originally, from North Kenya. That's like in the border between Kenya and Ethiopia.
Mm. All right. Because
Then
I wanna give you a piece of advice.
yeah,
Uh, and you're not gonna get pushback from everybody on this, but me being from the state of Alabama, I can definitely tell you that whether you believe in white supremacy or not, there's definitely an underlying subtext and culture of separation because of race.
um,
The opportunity may be a lot better over here than it was back in the day, but believe me, when I hear someone says something like they don't believe in white supremacy and they don't believe in racism, uh, my first thing is to give them the benefit of the doubt and, you know, maybe they're not aware of the history. But I just got to tell you is I'm aware of the history. I don't use it as an excuse not to do anything. So when I hear somebody say that, I just always got to wonder, where they're from, what their background is, what their experiences are. I mean, and it's pretty bad. And
Mhm.
you have to understand why American blacks would probably be more sensitive to that conversation than a black from another part of the world. And I mean,
Right.
it's I understand that you're from a place that probably looks down upon being called something like black, but that's
Yeah, they
you
don't. We don't call each other black. It's
yeah
just you call by your tribe. Everyone just sees you're African. There's no black
yeah
thing happening here.
yeah, and I totally understand that and get that. Black is what we identify with over here, and I don't speak for everyone. Black, I believe one of the definitions is the unknown. We were cut off from our ancestry, so we
Mhm.
don't know who we are, and that is something that American blacks we deal with on a day-to-day basis. So we, as much as we would like to know these things, we don't. And for Africans, at least you know where you come from. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And
No, no.
that that's no dig. It's just it is what it is. So I just want you to think about that in particular, whether
Mhm.
you believe in the existence of racism and white supremacy or not. It's and I'm not triggered by it. It's just that I had to get
Yeah.
your thought process. When I hear you say something like that. So
No, I understand. Yeah, and I think I have to learn because obviously we're all Afro descended people from different parts of the world with
yeah.
unique experiences, and yeah, because when I was in the UK, I think no, I don't think I know. My tribe, we came in a large enough numbers in the UK that we were able to kind of start off our own unique communities. So we helped each other. We purchased houses together. So let's say, five of us would come together. We'd put in like we'd work hard, and each of us would earn like, let's say, $5,000
Hmm.
within like a 2 year period. And we're very strict and disciplined. Um, so what would actually, okay, we didn't just put that money by ourselves. We'll save it within like like a collective um, monetary system. So everyone would put in like a certain amount every month, not that much. So in 5 years, you obviously have like that $5,000 each. We would
Hmm.
then go and basically purchase houses every year after that 5 years. And
Hmm.
each house we put a certain amount, and then we're all sharing one house. By the way, all five of us. So then we purchase a house every year after that 5 years, and then we're able to invest and put renters. So what happens is, apart from the initial, let's say $10,000 that we put in to buy the house, the rest of the house is paid for by the renters. And then every other year we buy another house. So within like, let's say the full 20 years on the UK, everybody has like two properties. And each
Hmm.
property is doubles in price every 10 years in the UK. So you can kind of imagine that the only amount of money you put in is the initial $10,000. And then that building also doubles after every 10 years. And then also you get all it's a lot of money that we were able to do. So I think for us, we didn't see the racism or the white supremacy because we were already like living in our own sort of close knit communities, and we didn't really get involved with the rest of white society in general. And I think that shielding allowed us to have like a sense of pride, and again, we didn't have the same history obviously in the UK the same as America, because in the
Hmm.
UK, yeah, we had some racism in the 70s. They called us monkeys and all that stuff, and they were a little bit violent with the skinheads. But the skinheads are nothing like the KKK, and I think you did make a really good point of the unique experience Black Americans had or
Hmm.
have in America, where you had to stand your ground, and everything that blacks uh, from Africa and also the Caribbean have in America is because of the sacrifices and the pioneering that you did. So yeah, thanks for correcting me on that. Yeah, I think sometimes when you speak from your own experience, you might be a little bit blind to the general experience of other people who have
Well,
a unique history.
well. Is my I'll tell you, my first instinct is not to. Yeah, I mean, I like I say, I got to get the mindset. You know, you weren't being rude at all or condescending, so just ask some questions because usually when I hear people, say that kind of thing, they're trying to be condescending as if it was and yes, a
Right.
lot of us do look at that as a point of failure, in that time frame. But you explained it, and like I said, your life experience. That's what it is. I'm not offended. I don't want you to believe that I'm offended. I just, like I said,
Mhm.
just kind of like to see the mindset, and I do understand that people are different. There are several billion people on the planet, so not everybody has the same experience. But
Mhm.
that was a very gripping time for us as far as our development in this country. So just,
Yeah.
but in 2022, yeah, the floodgates of opportunity are open. You
Right.
can you
Yeah.
can barely use that as an excuse to, for anything nowadays. In fact, my deal is to deal with the issues that we have amongst ourselves, so we can move forward and
Mhm.
have some of that. What you sounded like to me, y'all were kind of practicing group economics over there.
Yeah.
You know, just you,
Mhm.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, yeah. Thanks for actually having giving me the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes, when you speak, you're not seeing what you're saying and how it comes across from different perspectives. And I would say then, for Black American, from what you've just told me, South Africa might be the better place to go in for the people who are looking for brotherhood. Because if you look
Brotherhood.
at South African history, it's very similar to Black American history.
Yeah,
They have.
yeah. I mean, I
Mhm.
get that too, but I get that too, and that's great, and that's all well and fine. But if I can go anywhere and be treated at least like a human being, I'll be all right. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I
At,
mean,
at,
other
at least
places,
that.
yeah, you'll get definitely treated like a human being. I mean, there's no anti-Black American sentiment in Africa in general. Trust me, there's more anti-Nigerian sentiment than there is Black American. Black
So of
Americans here,
course you heard some of the things that are said from, like, because for some reason, we over here in America have this thing where we think that Africans look down on us. And from
right.
what the context that you're coming from is, that's simply not true.
Well, I want to give more nuance there.
Yeah.
Africans in America, some of them do look down on Black Americans. Africans in Africa don't, because
So,
the Africans in America, they tend to be the kinds of people that are okay. So, let's say my family. My father was actually one of the first people to have a master's degree in marine biology. My mother got a master's degree from University of Reading in the UK. She got a scholarship to go there. So these are elite people especially during their time when there was like one university in the country. So when they got there, and they did say a lot of racist things. Like my parents told me, stay away from. Now the Nigerian word is akata. I don't know if you know that word. It kind of it's a derogatory term for people who have gone to the West, other Nigerians who've gone to the West initially, and the culture has changed. But now it kind of means Black Americans, Black Caribbeans. In UK context, it's Black Caribbeans because that's the native blacks of the UK. In America, it's Black Americans, ADOS, as I've become to understand. Ancestry of American descendant of slave, right? Yeah, slavery. I believe that's the term. So
mhm.
unfortunately, yes, there is that places like Nigeria, Ghana, they might unfortunately call people Akata, but these are not the Africans in Africa. These are Africans who have gone to America or the UK and have met Caribbeans. What they tend to do is, because they're trying to be accepted, they don't have the citizenship, they don't have the residency permit. So they feel like if they make any wrong moves, they're going to be deported. And that's true. They will be deported if they make any wrong moves or get in touch with the wrong people. So what tends to happen is parents listen to mainstream white media, and then they tell people, look, don't be too close with people from Black American descent or Caribbean descent to protect their kids. Now, I was told this by my mother, not for Black Americans, since I grew up in the UK. I've only been in America for like 6 months, for other stuff. But they told me, stay away from Black people who are not from my country. This included Nigerians, to be honest, but because again, there is a little bit of knife crime in the UK. The usual suspects are Nigerians and Caribbeans. So yeah, there is a little bit of I would say it's the Africans in the UK and or in America who do have a slight fear that if they get too close to the Americans or the Caribbeans, that they're going to lose their citizenship, or okay, they don't even have citizenship, right? Residence permit, and then they're going to get deported. But in Africa, they love Black Americans in the continent itself.
Okay. I'm glad to hear it. And if, for anyone who is interested in traveling to Africa, hopefully you've tuned into this broadcast. Lots of information coming from K Polymath. Really appreciate it. Chaos Rain, what's going on?
What's good? What's good? How you doing?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, man. What is? K Paula, you got email? K Paula, man.
Yeah. My keyboard doesn't really work too well right now. While I'm
So how you
streaming.
talking to this stream? You got no keyboard.
I don't know. I have a keyboard, but because only 2 of my ports out of the 4 ports work, so I have to kind of alternate. So right now I've plugged in my microphone, so the keyboard doesn't work. But anyways, the email is thegoodjuice@gmail.com. So
I can't remember. You got to put that in the chat room. So you're not communicating, or you just talking. You don't have nowhere to type this or send something.
No, I can type. I can type on my phone. So let me call into
please,
on my phone, then I'll type it in. Yeah.
On the subject matter, women's entitlement, etc. Kev, well, let's be honest. She's only entitled to what she's deserving, and how this modern society is, and how she carries herself. Only thing you're entitled here is possibly dick and bubblegum. That's your lane. The men have spoken. Well, no one said you had to be an angel, but you should carry yourself a certain way where you don't fall in that parameters as a woman. If you want to keep 100, but if you carry yourself way and act and carry and move a certain way out here, you might get more, and you're going to weed away some of the F boys that they keep talking about. But we know a lot of women love F boys, because F boys are mostly easy to control. They put those same F boys in the same box as all black men, which to me, no. Men are simple.
Yeah, that's one thing is we're not very hard to please. It takes very little to please us, but a lot of these sack chasers that mess with these F boys, they've been taking advice about men from women.
Mm-hmm.
So, hold on 1 second. All right, we got G up here. What's going on? G? Unmute. Unmute. Unmute or you'll be dropped. All right, I ain't got time for that. I don't know that person.
Do they got a profile picture?
No, they don't.
Yeah. And does it look like it verified? Did it verify?
No, they're not verified either. That's somebody trying to do some bullshit. That's all.
Yeah,
that's why that's why I put them overlays up there. People be trying to come up here and fuck each channel up, and I've spent a while building this channel, so I don't want to have to deal with that crap of rebuilding. But at the same time, some content creators had the tenacity to rebuild, so
or have other channels already in debt personally instead of have to rebuild whole channel from
Yeah,
scratch.
yeah. Well, I got a backup channel, but you know, it's not nearly the number this channel is. So yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But I'm about to end it.
Mhm.
Polymath. I see you unmuted. You got something to say?
Yeah, yeah. No, just thanks for having me, and also Kev Rain and also Kev. I put my email in the background.
Word.
So yeah, so it'd be cool. It'd be cool to do some work together if we both free and everything. I have my channel as well, so definitely great to sort of network and yeah, and help build brothers. And I think that's the main thing that I'm trying to do now.
What's the name? What is your name? What is the name of your channel?
It's called Kaizorian Empire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's. Oh, yeah. You typed it in the chat. That's the name of your channel. So okay, cool.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, you saw it right. Yeah, that's the name of the channel. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kaizorian Empire. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll
Definitely.
check out also Chaos Rain. Do you have a channel?
Yes, I do. 1 second. Let me put it in the back chat.
Okay.
I'll do that now. 1 second. Let me find it. All right. I put my channel now. Gotta upload some things. All right, so I'm gonna put it now to you in the back chat. And check your email, please. There you go. There you go.
Yes. So
Mm.
I'm gonna check it. So yes, thanks, brothers, for having me, and I'll respond to you on email. So have a great day. Right now it's 8 a.m. over here. Not sure what time it is
Okay.
for you guys,
Okay.
but
Well,
yeah,
have a
peace.
good day, man.
You too. You too. See you guys.
All right. Peace out.
Yeah.
All right. Chaos.
Okay. Okay.
But my main point was this in this whole thing is like, you know, there are situations where they might be somewhat entitled. The most prevalent one might be homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, if you sitting up laying up under a woman, why wouldn't you give it a D? And you ain't got to do shit for it. I mean, that's basically your only purpose in life. Outside of that, no one's entitled to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they take you on a expensive vacation, does that mean you owe her the D? No, not for real. But let's use some common sense. Why would you want to go to on a vacation with someone in the first place? If you know, because we're all adults here. We know that sex is the intention. Now, if like I said, if it was the shoe was on the other foot, without so much comparing ourselves to women, if the shoe was on the other foot and it was a guy that paid for the vacation, everybody would be up and down and around the world saying that she doesn't owe him anything.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to give him any pussy.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's just it is just what it is. It's that's what we socialize to believe. We believe that there is absolutely nothing wrong with having that mentality. And the guys, if we have that mentality, you know, we are subject to extreme ridicule. I'll just say that. You know.
I said you harassed her. You should not be sitting there going there taking advantage with your penis. Another person. You're such an animal, but they love that animalistic shit. They love that rough
Yeah.
shit. They love that masculine shit. You know what I'm saying? I tell women stop the cap. I'm not with that shit.
Yeah.
I tell them, get on your knees, right? Get on your knees.
Bruh.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Kazorian Empire. You know, that's K Polymath. That was the guy that was just up here. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
giving all the tips on how to how to move in Africa. I'm sure that he has a much deeper convo, you know, to have about something like that. He said that he wants to start integrating into the Black Manosphere. So
Okay.
let's just, I guess, uh, give him a welcome or as such. You know, just any brothers that's willing to, you know, work with us or you know participate in fortifying and making this space itself a little bit better, then we ought to welcome them with open arms at least. You know, I know that the space catches a lot of flack, but you
Mm-hmm.
know, I would rather be the change than complain about there not being any change. But hey, you know what? Everybody doesn't have to be like me. But I'm gonna close this out. I'm tired, and like I
Okay.
said, I've been having a lot of long days lately. But that's everybody has long days, so it ain't just for me. It's for others as well. But look, good luck to everyone this week. For those of you who might be catching the replay, those of you who watch me live, and even those who aren't watching, that are just trying to move about in their everyday lives, just trying to survive and trying to make something better out of the world they live in. Good luck to you this week. I most definitely appreciate everyone's participation in the chat, and for the uh, Chaos Rain and K Polymath, who has his own YouTube channel, Gazorian Re Empire, and Dane One. Appreciate you guys always. It's great to see black men are able to get together and have a sensible combo about certain things. But, at the end of the day, the ultimate answer is no one, and I repeat, no one is entitled to anything. You're not entitled to a damn thing on this planet. Except for, maybe except for the things that you work for. And then even then, somebody has to decide to give it to you. Entitlement is almost non existent. And, just adapt to your circumstances and everything will be okay. But, if you got to knock one off, if you got to show that woman, some satisfaction for all the stuff that she does for you, ain't nothing wrong with that. But you don't owe it to her. Think about the situations that you put yourself in and move like that. But anyway, you don't for the most part, this audience doesn't need me to tell them that because you're intelligent enough to know that anyway. And I thank you guys once again. So uh long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev we trust, for real this time. Uh I'm winning. I'm gonna win. We are all gonna win. Peace out. Till the next time.